I'm saying? Our city need a lot. You feel me? Our people need a lot. You feel me? And we need people that's gonna be willing to do it and willing to do the work. You feel me? And so I be trying to dive into like 3,000 different things. She's like, focus on just doing this. Yeah. And so I started focusing on just Reiki and just kind of building that and understanding that everything is energy. So the way my Reiki work is when I'm with a client, I teach based off alignment, right? And so what I thoroughly believe is you have to be aligned physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually in order for you to be whole. Hey guys, it's Marques back with Self-Approved Spa. Today we have our foot detox section, part of our services here at Self-Approved Spa, where you get for $45 each session, or you can get our membership for $45 a month, where you get a foot detox, including with discounts on our prices. As you can see, we have 2 wooden tubs here for 2 of our sessions, and what we do here at Self-Approved Herbal Spas, we use actual herbs. So the actual herbs that we use for our foot detoxes are going to pull all those toxins out from the bottom of your feet and make you feeling great like you're walking on water. Come by, see us soon, make an appointment.
Somebody take that away from me. Welcome, y'all. What's up?
What's up to the pull-up?
The pull-up experience. The gang is here. Of course, your girl Fred co-hosting today, and of course your guy Marques Medley, OG, not your average agent, Brandon. And we have the honor of having our guest today, Mr. Marques, your Reiki specialist, your educator, and your entrepreneur. So he's going to tell us all of what we need to know in regards to healing, in regards to getting our bodies together. And without further ado, welcome, Marques, to the Pull-Up Experience.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
So let's start off, man. Where was your hood? What part of Cleveland you from?
From 123rd and Park Hill.
Okay.
Right over by. I don't really claim a hood. You know?
Well, you know.
I rep Cleveland. You feel me? 216 all around.
There we go.
Right.
That's
so, you know what I'm
saying?
But yeah, I grew up around there. I went to Our Lady of Peace right over there on Buckingham, and I went to Cleveland Central Catholic for high school. So
Yeah. Awesome.
So was entrepreneurship always part of the plan? Were you that kid hustling candy in school?
No, not at all. Entrepreneurship really didn't become the plan until maybe a couple years ago. I was. I actually was gonna go into for healthcare. See, my family's Jamaican.
Okay.
So I've been working since I was 16. So working has been since I was. But I've done a few things, and I got into healthcare and support services, and that's kind of what got me into kind of figure out what I wanted to do. So I eventually wanted to go to school for occupational therapy, if you're familiar with that. So what ended up happening was, went to high school, figured out what I want to do because I have a problem with authority, and I don't like being told what to do. So I was trying to figure out a job where I can make a decent wage, because I understand how money worked when I was younger, and but also be able to have the freedom to move around and kind of work the way I want to work. And I always want to help people. That's always been with that. So got into occupational therapy. Was gonna go to school for occupational therapy. Yeah. And then I was like, I don't think I want to go to college right out of high school. So.
But you took a leap year?
Well, that was my goal. My mom, she told me, I'll never forget. She was like, all right, you can do this. You can go to school.
So your options.
Or you can work. I said, okay, I'll work. She said, well, you still got to go to school. I said, all right, well, why did you give me the option? So I was going to school for just OT assistant, and I don't know, man. It never really stuck. You feel me? And when it come to health, I started working as a patient transporter at Hillcrest, and when you work as a patient transporter, my job was basically to transport all the patients that came in and out the hospital, from emergency all around, testing all around. I met a whole bunch of different people, and during that process, I grew up on holistic health. So I grew up with drinking teas and taking herbal medicines, and understanding that our medicine comes from the earth. You feel me? Like I said, my family's Jamaican. I got it tattooed on my arm here. Okay. So my grandmother is the one that got me into that, and I never took pharmaceutical. I never take pharmaceutical medicines. I don't prefer to go to the hospitals. You know what I'm saying? Not because they don't do anything, but hospitals tend to treat you and not heal you.
I'm sorry.
You know what I'm saying? And so, when I worked at Hillcrest, what got me to kind of really, I was kind of just trying to understand the hospital dynamic and see if this is really what I wanted to do, and kind of put my foot in the door while I was in school. And I ended up meeting I had a patient, and that patient was really, really good person, like, but they was in the hospital like for 3 weeks every month. And I'm just like, why are you here? What are they doing if you're here?
Yeah.
And so, especially for what they were there for, you know what I'm saying? And what they were there for can easily be reversed with holistic health or alternative medicine. I don't like calling it alternative medicine because it's the original medicine. So, you know what I'm saying? So what I did when I kind of figured out, like, I'm like, man, they not doing nothing. I decided that what I want to do is, regardless if I was an occupational therapist or whatever, what I wanted to do was create my own rehabilitation hospital where it had a wellness side of it, whereas physical therapy, occupational therapy, every rehabilitation therapy that you think of, aquatic therapy, hydrotherapy, light therapy, Reiki, but the medicinal side be holistic. So everything that you would treat when it comes to medicine was herbs, teas. And the thing is, that was 19, 20, 28 now. So, 19, 20, I was thinking about that. And so
you had a vision. Well, you always had the vision for it.
I had the vision to just, all I wanted to do was create. All I wanted to do was, I knew I wanted to get to that. However it took me to get to that was all I cared about. So, whether I was going to finish occupational therapy, so I worked at Hillcrest till about 21. Hillcrest is actually how I bought my first house. So I bought my first house when I was 21.
Come on.
Lost it 3 years later. That's another thing. Okay. But it taught me a lot on understanding money, understanding real estate at a young age. That's what's up. And but after that, I kind of step out, and I went to a nursing home, and I was working at McGregor Nursing Home over on in East Cleveland, and I worked as a therapy aide. So I worked with occupational therapists and physical therapists, because I knew that I needed that credentials in order for me to go to school for occupational therapy, because at this time I still wanted to go get my master's. And I enjoyed it. I enjoyed working with patients. I enjoyed working with what I did. I always enjoyed working in the hospitals. It was when my daughter was born around that time. So, and my daughter was born in 2019. So I was hustling. I was working 7 days a week when she was born. So after that, I kind of still was kind of just, that's when I started kind of creating. I didn't bring it with me today, but I have a journal where I write all my plans down for the hospital, for the wellness center, for everything. So that's when I started kind of creating that during that time, and kind of just tweaking it. And the way my brain work is, I can break big problems down. I can take something and break it down real easily. So what I was doing was, I was taking the hospital structure and I was finding each part that I needed in order to create my own hospital. So
taking it piece by piece, basically.
Basically, yeah. So that way I can, whatever I needed in order for me to do what I had to do, was gonna work out. Now,
I'm sorry, let me hear that because I think I love how you said it, because being a visionary, like I understand, because I be having big dreams. But I think a lot of people who have big dreams don't understand you gotta take it piece by piece. They say how to eat an elephant one piece at a time. You know what I'm saying? And I love how you said that. Like, I understood how to take it step by step before I get to the big joint.
Yeah, man. And within this time frame, I learned Reiki within this time frame. So I learned Reiki before my daughter was born.
So break that down for the people who don't know what Reiki is.
So what Reiki is energy healing, right? So the way I explain it, especially as a logical aspect, because there aren't a lot of male Reiki healers. They're starting to come back up, but like there aren't. From what I've been told within the last year or so, since I kind of really started stepping into it as much as I should, there aren't a lot of male Reiki healers. So Reiki is energy healing, right? The way you can explain it is your body is made of energy. Everybody body made of energy. That's how you start off. Your energy creates the cells. Your cells create organs. Organs create organ systems, and then go on and so forth. So what Reiki does is Reiki clears the imbalances within your chakras, right? We all have chakras. It's all there. It's all go line now. There are multiple, but we focus on the seven main ones, which is the root, the sacral, the solar plexus, the heart, the throat, the third eye, and the crown. When your energy is imbalanced, it can cause physical and emotional imbalances. So people don't understand. So for example, your solar plexus are where your power is. That's your energy. That's where you make your decisions. That's where that energy come from. When that's in balance, it will literally eat you. You eat at itself.
Talking about. So you talking about all sleep? You talking about all that the digestive?
All go back to energy. All go back to energy. Think about it like this. Think about like electricity, right?
Yeah.
So when your power out, right, it's because a wire's broken. A wire's taken off.
Yeah.
When that wire's not connected, it's not working. So when a wire's not connected, it's not something not working inside you. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So what Reiki does
break that down, man.
yeah. So what Reiki does is it translates to God force energy. So what you're doing is you're taking somebody who's attuned to Reiki is taking that same energy from what I call God's source, and I'll explain that later on. But what they take that energy, connect it with source, and then heal the person that's on the table. Now the thing with Reiki is with that then you get into the aspect of spirituality, right? Then people start asking questions: is it a religion thing? It's not, and that comes with the journey of somebody who's your Reiki practitioner who understands that. And it took me a while to get to that point to understand that it has nothing to do with religion because God's God. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
So,
that's what I'm talking about.
you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? God is, and the way I view it is, God is energy. You know what I'm saying? Because anytime you think of God, you think of light. That's every time I ask somebody that, when you think of God, what do you think of in the first visual? You know what I'm saying? If God was sitting right in front of you, what would you see? And light.
Yeah.
Light is energy. So it all goes back to that. You know what I'm saying? So we all have that energy inside of us that when it's not together, we feel heavy, we feel drained, we feel emotionally unstable. It's when those people who feel like they're a little stagnant, you get those people just a little too angry. You understand why they're so angry, what they're so mad about. That's when your energy is imbalanced. So what I wanted to do was take Reiki as the diagnosis part of my hospital, because knowing that I can use that to understand where the person's problem is, and then use Reiki to start it, because it's not the end all be all. All that is going to tell me where to start at, and then how to build and heal from there. Then you go into understanding the physical of it, and then you go understand the mental of it, the emotional of it. So I learned Reiki when I was 17, 18. My mom took me for a class for a birthday gift. I got into that type of work because I'm a huge nerd. So
They shout to the nerds, like myself. Man.
Yeah,
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, man. I love anime. I love Marvel, DC. You know what I'm saying? So
shout to the blurs.
And I love martial arts. And with martial arts, the one thing that they teach you is you have to have a balance of the mind and have a balance of the physical. You can't have one without the other. That's why you have, you know, martial artists like Bruce Lee, or you got martial artists like, top of my head, can't even think one. But let's say Bruce Lee, for example. How small he was, right? But yeah, he packed a powerful punch because he didn't only focus on his physical, he focused on his energy as well. Yeah. So once I got into that, I started learning about the chakras, and then once I learned about the chakras, then I realized, oh, this happens here. This is how I do that. So and then I ended up realizing I was a lot more sensitive to a lot more people than I would like to be. Now, at some point, I did decide maybe I shouldn't go down that route. Maybe it's Reiki not for me, you know what I'm saying? Maybe I should just focus on doing something else because I'm also a great salesman. I can sell water to a whale and salt to a snail. So what I decided to do within that time frame of me working at a hospital, I decided to go sell cars. And we'll get back into sales, and eventually I end up selling cars. And this is all for me to build towards my wellness center.
I was going to ask you, with you having that salesman background, like how did... And we'll tie that back to how that worked for you in your entrepreneurship journey also. Cause I think that the jobs or the things before we get into our purpose or into our, you know what I'm saying, our business, those skill sets don't go anywhere. We just use them in different form.
Yeah, no, and the thing is it's funny because how that works is that's literally just, I thoroughly believe that anybody's hobby, anything that they do for fun, can make money from it.
Come on,
you know what I'm saying? It's just learning how to cultivate that, and like you said, eat the elephant one at a time, eat one bite at a time.
That's facts, bro.
So when it came to me learning, trying to figure out what I want to do in regards to the hospital, I worked at a nursing home. After the nursing home, I went back to Hillcrest as security, and I learned. It's funny how what I really learned is without support services, them hospitals will fall apart. They would fall because any upper management anywhere, they a little delayed. So, you know, and it's all about the productivity and the money. It's not about the patients. You feel me? And so what ended up happening is I ended up working at a facility called I've worked at a lot of places. So Cleveland Clinic Rehabilitation Hospital. Best job I ever had. I worked at a therapy aide there. And even with me not being in school, because I ended up coming out of school for occupational therapy, even me not being in school, they saw how interested I was in actually helping and learning about the body and learning about the craft, that they taught me so much within the therapy aspect. I used to help patients do I used to be patients their whole session, their whole 2 weeks there. You know what I'm saying? Just working with them daily, making sure they're getting their therapy, making sure they're doing what they should be doing, make sure they're getting their progress, make sure, you know what I'm saying? So understanding what caused their diagnosis, understanding how they got to that point. And so what I ended up doing was, but then I ended up finding out that I had to be in school for 5 years, and then I have to take 2 years where I'm not making any money. By this time, my daughter's 2. And I said, that ain't going to work. Right. So that's when I went back into sales, and I worked at GameStop over on Lee and Chagrin for a little bit, and then I ended up leaving there to sell cars. And I did well selling cars. I made 50 grand a couple years ago when I sold cars. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, and I was an entry level. I had a really great mentor. Shout out to Quinn McKenzie. You know what I'm saying? And Charles Medley. They taught me the ins and outs of the car game. But it was one day where I was kind of sitting there, and my mentor Quinn, he was like, his name, I call him Q. He was like, Marques, you got it. He's like, you got the game. You know what to do. You know what to say. You know how to do it. But what a passion. What's up to it? I said, bro, I'm just here for my wellness center, bro. I said, I'm just here to make the money I need to do what I want to do, because I know for what I want to do, based off people I've studied. Because as you know, anybody you know who's in any type of craft, for example, rappers, actors, they're gonna study who's before them. So from people who I've studied, like Dr. Sabi, or Dr. I want to say Dr. Africa was his name, but anybody before him, going into alternative medicine, holistic health is always a dangerous game, to be honest with you, because it takes away from pharmaceutical medicine. And it's a money game there. So you know what I'm saying. So I already knew when it comes to funding, it's exactly for what I want to do. So I told him that, I said, you know, I just want my wellness center. And he was like, well, what you need for that? And I told him, we had a conversation, and he was like, well, Marques, it seems like you can just get this started on your own. Something simple, just build. And I was like, you know what? And that was when the transition into me going fully into entrepreneurship happened. Because I was deciding to kind of take my time, and before I left the dealership I was at that time, but then my GM said some weird stuff, and I was like, yeah, I'm not going to be staying here any longer. That's where that authority thing comes from.
I got you.
Okay.
So let me ask you, because I want to ask about your mindset at that time, because you know what I'm saying? I feel like, and it's just me, when you fully engage into entrepreneurship, you got to have a certain mindset, especially when you got little ones, too, on top of that one, right? So tell us about your mindset during that time, because it's one thing to get that steady paycheck, you know what I'm saying, making that money. Another to fully immerse yourself in that.
See, I started studying entrepreneurs when my daughter was born, because I told myself I don't want her to have to worry. I don't want her to have to struggle. I don't want her to, you know, when it comes to her getting a car, when it comes to her getting her first job, when it comes to her going to school, I want her the freedom to do whatever she want to do. But she can't do that if I don't got my stuff together. So what I started doing is studying different entrepreneurs and reading different books, and just, you know, reading different things when it comes to entrepreneurship. And the one thing I understood was I ain't gonna be making no money for at least the first year or two. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a grind. It's not gonna be easy. You know what I'm saying? I never been shot from hard work. In order for me to buy my house, I worked 14 hours a day for 5 weeks, so I could pay my down payment for my house before I bought it. And I did it. And I told myself I was gonna buy my house, and I didn't. That was me moving out from my mom's house to me buying my own house. Not an apartment, not in between. That was, my mom was like, you ain't going, because she lived in she worked at a apartment complex, and she told me, she's like, you're not gonna live in an apartment. You're not gonna do it. So you might as well just buy your house. You understand, you got good credit. You understand how credit work. So you might as well just buy your house. I said, So that's what I did. So when it comes to the mindset of it, I already knew that it was gonna be a grind. Now, did I accept it? Nah. You know what I'm saying? I didn't accept it right away. I don't think I fully accepted it until I started selling cars. Because selling cars is a even though you work under a dealership, you are working that you have your own little business.
You're independent contractor.
Yeah, because you're not getting clients unless you grind it.
Yeah.
That's a hustle. You working 60 hours a week. You calling people. You on the phone every day. You on the phone when you want to be. You going in when you want to go in. So I would have to say when I got into, I want to say probably before car sales, because when I worked at GameStop, like I said, I was a store manager. So I was working every day. Anything that was wrong, I was calling it. On Christmas, I worked all day by myself at GameStop. So you can imagine how crazy and insane that was. Wow. So I think that's what really put me in the mental capacity I needed to be in to do what I need to do after I left the dealership. So after I left the dealership, I ended up going back to the rehab center that I started at because they called me. And they said, this is where I say that when it comes to source or God, whatever you want to call it, this is what I just say. The reason why I say source, I'm just a side note to that. The reason why I say source is because I believe that God is not just a masculine energy. It's a divine masculine, divine feminine. Without both, you can't have it. You can't have creation without a feminine and a masculine. It just doesn't work like that. So, and people have their own thoughts and people have their own opinion, and that's how they feel. And whatever makes you happy and brings you joy, that's fine with me. But that's how I view. So, and I'm very adamant in understanding yourself, understanding your ancestors, understanding your angels, listening to your guides, and that helps you. That all ties back into your journey. Because they're not gonna stir you. You know what I'm saying? God not gonna stir you away from where you're supposed to be going if you listen, if you pay attention. So I started paying attention, and the same day that I got into it with my GM, the same day my old job texted me saying, "Do you want to come back? We need somebody. They're terrible. We need help." Yeah. So I said, "Okay, cool. Yeah, bet." So I ended up coming back. I left and I took a pay cut because I'm obviously going from selling cars to back working in the healthcare field. The healthcare field, as anybody know, only certain once you get to a certain licensing and stuff like that, that's when you really start making money. But support services, you make okay money. So when I got back in there, I ended up switching the position I got hired for because I was hired as PRN. So I ended up working PRN there and working full time as a receptionist, which helped me understand the hospital aspect even more because now I understand how intake works. Now I understand how patient coming in and out works. Now I understand who runs who to talk to with who to do what.
Better understanding how the inner workings work.
And so after that, I was like, okay, well, this is all I need to know. And I started reading. I started reading more. I started studying more. I started trying to build back on my craft. And so Reiki works like this. You take one class, you get attuned, and I'm a level 2 Reiki practitioner. So that's level 1.
Levels to it.
So then a level 2 Reiki practitioner is you have to do a certain amount of healings, document it, and then you go take a second class. So I took my second class a couple years ago. I retook it last year because I felt like that when I took it before, I wasn't in the mindset I need to be to understand it. So I retook it. And when I retook it, it was a whole new. My whole frame of mindset was different. Everything I felt was different. It was just it was completely different. So once I got into that, things kind of just started falling into place. So I'm working at the hospital, and it gets to a point where I'm like, man, I'm tired of doing this. So I don't think this is for me anymore. And I swear to you not, I'm like, all I hear is, put your 2 weeks in. I'm like, what? What? Put my 2 weeks in. Yeah. And I'm just like, put your 2 weeks in. I'm like, right now? You know what I'm saying? And so I put my 2 weeks in. And then I end up getting where I am now, finding where I'm at now, which is Self-Approved Herbal Spa. Now,
and shout out to Naya.
Shout out to Naya. She a goat right there, man.
Yeah. So how y'all connect though? You know what I'm saying?
So that's again divine timing. It literally kind of just happened. It was no way it could have happened by my hands. But before we get into that, I want to track back because I forgot one thing.
I got you.
This. Last year around this time I started another business. So I took what I learned in car sales and I created a business for that. It's called NPM Car Concierge. So what I do is I help people buy cars. So people call me, and I do the whole process. I look for the car, I call the dealerships, I do the searching, the payment, and all that. And then once I find the car, I call you, and I go to the dealership and negotiate the process for you.
Oh, okay.
So my first client ended up being
Where did you hit that one time right there?
So it's a few car brokers like that in Ohio, but it's none that look like me. When I started it, and the reason why I started is because when I first bought my car and I got into credit, I got played. And most people most first time buyers always get played.
Oh yeah,
because they don't you know what I'm saying? Because they don't understand credit, they don't understand how the process works. And dealerships, it's a shark. You will know when you go in there, and they sharks, and they gonna eat you alive if you can. You know what I'm saying? So what I do is I'm the shark that you bring with you. You feel me? So what I decided to do was when I created that business, my first client ended up being one of my coworkers. Actually, the coworker that called me at the hospital. She was looking for a car. Her and her husband hate the car buying process. So I did my process, found the car, and I got them. It was a 2021 Toyota Sienna hybrid with it's a certified pre-owned. They end up they saved themselves $1,000. We went in there. They wanted to give us a 12% interest rate. By the time they left the dealership, they had a 4% interest rate.
Come on now, bro. We gotta talk after this show. You have 4%?
Yeah. So I got them down to 6 before we went into finance. When we went into finance got it down 2% more.
Come on now.
But I saved them $1,000, and it was literally a back and forth, and it was literally a whole game. And they you know what I'm saying? And I knew I learned everything I need to learn and play right into my hands.
So are you like a lawyer representing on their behalf?
You don't say anything.
Like my client here.
Right.
They be so dealers, and the thing is, the dealerships are always upset with me when I get in there because
I'm taking you next time.
Because the thing is what they train you when you're in the car sales is whoever has control. Whoever has control to sell is who gonna win. So they try to switch control to my customer. I'm like, we here. You talk to me. And I prep my client before we go in. Hey, this is what's going to happen. This is what we're going to do. And I let them know ahead of time because a lot of people go into a dealership not knowing what they want. They take 2 to 3 months to find a car. You know what I'm saying? I find your car in 2 weeks. All you got to do is tell me when you want to buy your car. And whenever you want to buy your car, we set up. We do a free consultation. I find your car within 2 weeks. You pay my deposit while I'm doing finding your car. Because when I find the car, I'm looking for the price of it. I'm looking for literally we sit down. You tell me from what the color going to be to what you want your interest rate to be. And then I'll tell you before we go in how much you expect it to pay, what you expect to put your interest rate. And I'll be completely honest with you. If you tell me your credit score is a 400, I'm going to tell you your interest rate going to be at 26%. That if you want your payment to be 5 something, I'll tell you this ahead of time. You got people like that though, man. And the thing is they go in and when because they got such low credit, the dealership just tell them, oh, yeah, we can get you approved. Yeah, but they don't tell them that they're going to get them approved for a beat-up car that's going to be they paying double for.
That's some JD Bywater type stuff right there.
Speaking of, I had to climb from there.
Dang, 26%, that is disgusting.
And but the thing is, it's the banks. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is that the dealerships have a relationship with the banks, and you just got to know how to talk to the dealerships because it's all about, it's a money game, it's a back and forth. I just had a dealership the other day that didn't want to tell me information I already knew. And I was like, well, he was telling me they couldn't get my client approved. I said, well, why?
Don't know who they dealing with.
No. They said they needed my client to put another $1,000 down. I said, well, she don't have another $1,000 down, so I don't know what she need another $1,000 down. This, and that don't make sense. Well, I said, y'all got this? That's not none of your business. I said, come on, man, why we doing this? I said, why we doing this game? I know you know. Why we got to go through it? I said, you know what? Who's your GM? Let me just talk to your GM. And I talked to him and got the deal done. So,
oh, man. Y'all heard my man. You about to kill the game this year.
Yeah, man. You know, and it's always interesting because a lot of people think it's too good to be true for what I do. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't charge much for what I do. But I just want people to have the best mind, especially first-time buyers, man. Like, that's a big purchase. You spend a lot of your money when you go buy a car, and you should not, you know what I'm saying? You should not be going in there.
We'll work together on that joint. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
We're gonna make some money this year.
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah.
So I started that company to supplement my income what I was doing with with the rest of my stuff, and I knew I was going to transition from a 9 to 5, so I was just trying to figure out how to supplement my income and make other money outside of it, and still do because I enjoy the negotiation process. It's fun to me. So,
have you ever come across a negotiation that you weren't able to not to get the end result you want?
Yeah, it happens. It happens because sometimes I get in there and my client tell me they got a 600 and they end up having 500. So then I'm in the process of, you know, what you know what I'm saying, or or my client wants they got a 400 credit score, but they want a payment of 550, or they want a payment of 500, or they want to, or they want a payment of 350. In this market right now, you're not getting none of that. It's not happening. And so I tell you honestly, and I'll do what I can, but it's not happening.
You can't make.
I can't. You know.
You can't make magic happen.
No, I can't make magic happen, man. I slice it up, dice it up best I can.
Of carrying that load, drop the house. Gutter Properties will buy your house as is with offers up to $300,000. Need serious repairs, liens, taxes, or judgments? We'll work through your unique situation to get that house off your back. During your free, no-obligation appraisal, we maintain social distancing and take every precaution to ensure your experience is safe. Drop the house. Gutter Properties. Call us or visit gutterproperties.com.
The ovens will come out the oven.
No, that's real.
So fast forward back to what I was saying with Naya.
Okay.
So
shout out to Naya, by the way.
Man, so it was funny because I had decided to also do Reiki full time. I just didn't know where I was going to do it, how I was going to do it. I just know I want to start getting started. So my first client, what ended up happening is my dad called me, and he said, "Hey, there's a new spa over on Lee and Harvard. You should come see about it." And so I went up there, and I talked to the lady. I talked to Naya. We had a conversation, and during the conversation, we ended up figuring out. She ended up looking at my Instagram page at the Infinite One. And so she noticed that my first client that I had when I first started doing Reiki full time, my first client was her nail tech. She never told Naya about me, but she was like, "Yeah, I meant to tell her, but I never got around to it." So that was the first connection, right? Second thing is, remember I told y'all something told me to put my 2 weeks in, right? The same time I put my 2 weeks in, Naya had just opened up. Because when I had my interview, she was like, "Yeah, we just opened up 2 weeks ago," and I said, "I just put my 2 weeks in 2 weeks ago." You know what I'm saying? And so when that happened, that was me starting to, because I've always been very hard-headed when it comes to, and a lot of us are, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, I'm the hardest.
A lot of us are hard-headed when it comes to listening to God. You feel me? When it comes to listening to our ancestors, we get real hard-headed because we like, why we gotta do this right now, right? You know what I'm saying? You can't do that. You know what I'm saying? So I started listening and I started paying attention, and Naya has taught me so much within the last 3-4 months that I've been working with her.
That's what I'm talking about, bro.
I've had so much connections and opportunities just from working with her more than I've had anywhere.
Cause she put so if you have not watched Naya's episode, I think Naya was one. I can't remember.
Oh no,
she's the while back.
But yes, but it was a good time.
It was a good time.
And lots of good information.
And Naya literally put me on. She said, "Brandon, talk to the young man right there." I'm like, "All right, let me talk to him real quick." And it's been up since then, you know.
Yeah.
So shout out to her and whatnot. Once again, Cleveland is a great city.
Absolutely.
Yes.
For collaborating and networking and whatnot.
Absolutely.
I say all the time, you are one in Cleveland. You only 1 degree separation. Oh, you don't need to be 6. You 1 degree separation from getting connected with the right people and whatnot. So yeah, I just wanted to say that.
Yeah, man. And so once I started kind of really getting back into Reiki and stepping into it, and Naya was telling me, she said, "Marques, because I want to do about 3,000 things all at once. I want to do this, do that, do this, do that, just because I have a lot that I want to contribute. You know what I'm saying? Right. Our city need a lot. You feel me? Our people need a lot. You feel me? And we need people that's gonna be willing to do it and willing to do the work. You feel me? And so I'll be trying to dive into like 3,000 different things. She's like, focus on just doing this.
Yeah.
And so I started focusing on just Reiki and just kind of building that and understanding that everything is energy. So the way my Reiki work is when I'm with a client, I teach based off alignment, right? And so what I thoroughly believe is you have to be aligned physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually in order for you to be whole. You cannot be whole with one of those imbalance because all those are part of self. You know what I'm saying? And so I went on my own journey of doing that myself last year in order for me to practice what I preach. You know what I'm saying? And when it comes to me stepping into it, and I realized I teach everything's on energy, and I always tell my clients, my job is to guide you along your healing journey, not to do it for you. I want you to do it yourself, and I'm just gonna show you the way.
Okay.
That's all I'm doing.
Okay.
So Reiki is just what I call it is healing for the soul, man. You know what I'm saying? It's healing for your soul. It's healing your energy. It's clearing that out, and it's a lot of hospitals are starting to use it more in different aspects.
I was gonna ask you that. How do you see a change in acceptance of holistic medicine?
Yes, because people are noticing. COVID did it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I was like, I didn't take the COVID shot, and I've always, and the reason why I say that is because when I was at the rehab center, I had a friend of mine. We always debated. We have total opposite opinions, but it was always a respectable debate. So we were talking about he doesn't see holistic medicine as something that works, and his aspect is it's the instant gratification of it. What people got to understand is when it comes to herbal medicine, teas, herbs, aromatherapy, your body has to get used to what you're putting in it. It's not the thing with pharmaceutical medicine is it's chemically made to instantly work for your body. So it's gonna work right then and there, but it's also maybe it's probably gonna have a side effect, or it's gonna work for that temporary. It's gonna come right back.
It's gonna be long term.
Yeah, when you deal with herbs and medicine and teas and it's gonna take time for your body to adjust to it. But once your body adjusts to it, every time you take it, you're just enhancing your cells.
Come on now.
You know what I'm saying? And like, because I grew up on that, you know what I'm saying? Because I grew up on that aspect, grew up on it, like, what really kind of, I've been studying it for a while, and really kind of got me in my studies is when I went to the hospital when I was younger. I had fever, I had hives, and I had chills, and my mom took me to the emergency room. They took 5 things in my blood. They told me they didn't know what was wrong with me. My grandma took me home. I went home. My grandma gave me some Kaleido Silver and some tea. I was fine the next day. So once I do see people starting to transition more into it. However, I think they're looking for an aspect of a get quick type thing. And that type of thing is a journey, because once you fix one thing, something else shows itself. You know what I'm saying? So once you fix something on your physical, it may not be your physical that's bothering you. It may be your mental that's bothering you. You know what I'm saying? That's when you get into trauma. But once you get into that, where's that trauma coming from? That's coming from a deeper, energetic holding to something that's not doing something.
Time out. So you mean to tell me physically, something that's bothering me mentally and emotionally can affect my overall health? You
got a brain, man. Your brain is your brain controls everything. The thing is, it's physical is just what the body's showing us right away. You know what I'm saying? And the body will heal itself. So when you cut yourself, you got a cut right there. But for example, I'll use it for example. You play any sports in high school?
Fencing.
Fencing? Okay. So
don't make fun of me, y'all.
No. So fencing, if you had a shoulder injury, right? Say you pulled your socket or something like that, and you never got the proper healing for it. You just kind of let it do something itself, right? Yeah. Eventually, it'll become a problem later on because you never fixed it. You never had the proper healing for it. You never did what you needed to do. You just kind of just brushed it off and brush it off for something else. That's exactly what people do with trauma.
I'm sorry.
They take stuff that happened a long time ago, they box it in, they put it in the back of their head, and what happens is, and then when something triggers it, then it comes off as something else. So then you got later on when people trying to figure out how to deal and cope with their stuff, and that's what happened with that's what's going on in our society today. That's what's going on in everything. That's why Walt got ghetto therapy.
Yeah, shout out to Walt, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Walt, man.
And that was a great collaboration. I was so happy to be able to meet him, and I'm happy with Naya to be able to allow me to work at the spa, because she'll let me leave early, take product, go do vendor stuff, or just go there and kind of just do hand in hand. I actually got to do a class at Ghetto Therapy on Men's Night. Yeah. Just on intro to the Divine Masculine, just explaining, because I want to get more men, because women, y'all easy. Y'all easy to come to holistic health. Y'all go in the nature. Y'all go take some teas. Y'all go drink some smoothies. Y'all go do that real easy.
Why you think us men are a little less susceptible to
pride?
Okay.
Pride. We don't want to say it's something wrong with us. Yep. We don't want to deal with it. We don't want to pull the monster out the closet. We want to leave it locked up. women stare at it. Oh, you think you gonna get me? Men will just punch it in. You know what I'm saying? And so, but the thing, and the thing is, the reason why we do that, and it all goes back to I'm real big on connection. Everything connects, which is why I like Marvel. I like Marvel and DC. I did that in my class. I connected Doctor Strange. Have you ever seen that?
Yeah, I was there for that.
Yeah. So the Doctor Strange clip where the Ancient One is showing Doctor Strange that he's more than what he is. That's right. If they tell you right in front of you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's children's shows that tell you right in front of you that you start an energy, and when your energy is imbalanced, you messed up. You know what I'm saying? So that's my goal, is to kind of just teach people everything that I know. From what I've learned from when I was a child till now, and what I continue to learn within myself, and that's all I want to do, is teach everything that I know, everything that I can, as long as I can, and then heal as much as I can, as many people as I can, you know, in the time frame that I can.
And like, you're all well on your way, man, because your presentation, like I said, I know when you're there, a lot of people weren't receptive to it, but I'm listening. I'm like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Like it captures me, because like it's a different aspect to healing, you know.
Yeah.
And I know, man, we not, you know what I'm saying? We one of those, we are those type, you gotta show me in order for me to believe it, right? You know what I'm saying? And
Absolutely.
I know we're not accessible, but you're on a great path, my friend.
I appreciate that, man. And the thing was, my journey wasn't easy, you feel me? It didn't just happen overnight, you know what I'm saying? It was times where I told myself, why am I doing this? It was times where I told myself, because I've always been sensitive to people around me, and it was, you know, I used to think it was I forced into this work, because, you know, when I was in high school, I used to get Reiki, because I started learning about energy and Reiki before it got to how it is now. It's a lot more prominent now.
You say before it was hot.
Before it was hot, you feel me? When people was looking at me like I was crazy, you know what I'm saying? But the thing is, the ones that don't look like us and been knew about it. You feel me? The ones that, you know, the other cultures been knew about it.
Yeah, we late to the party.
We not late to the party. We was taken out of it.
I'm sorry, my bad.
You know what I'm saying? We weren't invited. You feel me? We weren't. You know what I'm saying? We weren't. They didn't allow us to do it, because, and that's why I want men to understand it, because I've done it myself, and I know that if we understand it, if we understand ourselves on an energetic level, we gonna be. You can't stop us. If you allow us to heal ourselves and clear whatever trauma we had, you can't stop us, because we don't got nothing but we can't do nothing but go forward. Everything behind us don't matter. You know what I'm saying? I always tell people, you got eyes in front of you for a reason. You know what I'm saying? You don't got eyes in the back of your head, because you're supposed to look forward, going. The past don't mean nothing. Stay present. Be where you are now. But you know, when I was in high school, I used to get real bad migraines, and me and my mom took me to the doctor, and they used to ask me questions. I had to like document what my migraines were, and I used to be at school, and I call my mom, like, Mom, my head is like, it feel like it's exploding. So okay, just leave. As soon as I'm gone, I'm fine. So what happened was, when somebody who steps into Reiki, when people who are attuned to Reiki, they have a certain intuition to them. And I don't know if you guys know what an empath is. So people who are a stronger empaths are usually people who are very sensitive to people's emotions around them. So that's what really got me into energy work too, because I had to learn how to put a bubble around myself in order for me to just function. You know what I'm saying? Because it would just be, people's would be just too much.
For some odd reason, the Star Wars in me is going on. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the force is strong within you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, again, it go back to, they tell you right in front of you. You know what I'm saying? They tell you right. It's always about that, because if you look at Dragon Ball Z.
Don't.
You ever seen it?
We know. Okay, never mind.
No.
Come on, you talk. That's back in my
brother
day.
used to watch it. I wasn't.
So you know about Dragon Ball Z?
Oh, you already know. At school, I was at the house.
Right. So you know Dragon Ball Z. When stuff was going on in Dragon Ball Z, and they knew a strong enemy was around,
they could feel it.
They could feel it, right? And they called it ki at that time. That's just energy.
Yeah.
They can. All you gotta do when you have a strong presence around, it's the same thing where, like I explained it in my class. Everybody got a work field around them, right? So it's like when you walking down the street or you in a store, you feel somebody staring at you. It's energy. When somebody behind you and you feel like we're a little too close to you, but they're not touching you, that's energy because they're entering your box. You feel me? Everything's on an energetic, and I know I said we weren't gonna talk about the massage therapy, but when I'm in school, the school I go to for massage therapy, I like it because my teacher is a very logical person, very just straightforward to the point. But when he teaches anatomy on such a microscopic level, like I've taken anatomy before in college, and the way he teaches anatomy is crazy. He associated the chakras in the anatomy lesson, and when you it's something called kinesiology. What kinesiology is a study of how the body moves, right? And so what kinesiology teaches you, like when you have a knee injury, it's probably something from that happened in your ankle because we're built from the top up, or anatomically we're built from the bottom up. So if you have a knee injury, that means something with your ankle in the past happened where you need to realign yourself and you may have space in there, right? Whoa. But in order for somebody to figure out, they need to be able to feel that. You know what I'm saying? So again, they teach it on shout out to the Given School of Massage Therapy. It's a small massage therapy school, and but like I said, he teaches anatomy on an energy. He put the chakras in there, and what that tells me is it makes sense. And he's read so many different books on anatomy. It you know what I'm saying, it just falls right hand in hand. So when it comes to, like I said, just health in general, we got to understand ourselves on an energy level first. Once we start getting that and start, you know, I had to think of something for me, and man, I'm trying to think, because women, they'll come, they'll lay on that table, they'll talk about their problems, they'll cry, man. So what I'm gonna end up doing is I'm gonna do what Sir William.
Okay.
So,
shout out to,
you know what I'm saying?
Sir William.
We was just meeting up the other day, man, and he has this thing called FAM, which is fitness and meditation. Because I was thinking about, like, what can I do for me? And I thought about, Marques, what do you do when you need it? I go to the gym. You feel me? And I'm pushing all that energy out. I'm tired. I'm angry. When I'm frustrated, I'm angry. I'm pushing it out. Yeah. Man, forget this, man. Got to get on my damn nerves. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's what I'm gonna do with these men. You feel me? Because with Reiki, like I said, it's because it's energy healing. You can do it with anything. You can put it with anything. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm doing is I'm gonna get some boxing mitts. We're gonna have a meditation before. I'm gonna get some boxing mitts, and you gonna punch these mitts, and I'm gonna tell you we're gonna talk about your problems. What's holding you back? What you so fearful of? What you so stagnant at? You feel me? And that's gonna allow men to, you know what I'm saying? And you know us when we block stuff out until we poke that. Yeah. And we poke that, we poke the bear. Yeah. The bear get upset. You feel me?
That's dope, by the way.
Yeah, man. And that what's funny was that was something I was thinking of one day, and then when I met up with Sir William, he told me that's what he do. And I was like, bro, I just thinking
connections, man.
And that again, it goes back to energy. You feel me? Everything works hand in hand. Yeah. Everything connects. Everything. You can tell me, I don't care what you tell me, I promise you I'll find a connection with something else.
Come on now.
You know what I'm saying? So
that's what's up. Now I'm about to say because that was a segue into, we talk about the past, talk about the present, we'll ask you what the future holds, you know what I'm saying? What else do you have coming up in the works, my friend?
Yeah.
So what I want to do, because I want my wellness center, but I don't want that time in my late 30s, early 40s.
Okay. You a young man.
I'm young. Yeah. You know, I got some time. You know, I can put some. I don't got no skin in the game. Yeah, I got a skin. You know what I'm saying? So, what I want to do is the next few years is teach. Okay. I want to do, because people after me is where it's coming from, and a lot of our new generation they just hurt and lost. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of the older generation kind of just talk to them in a matter of looking down, when they just want to be looked at. They just want to be seen. And so, when I actually did team night, and it was very interesting because what I wanted them to talk about is being abundant and being grateful for what you have. And being grateful for, and it's something that I learned, just that I've been learning myself. You know, everything that I tell and I teach is something I've already learned myself.
That's good.
You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to talk about something and not practice what I preach. Because we got so many people not practicing what they preach. They just be talking. Yeah. And nobody wants somebody that just be talking.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants somebody to just be talking. What you talking about? What you doing? What's the action behind it? So, When I did teen night, I told them, you know, what are y'all grateful for? You know, because you should be grateful for just being able to go in the store and ask for a cup of water. You should be grateful for the fact that you can even get up and walk.
Yeah.
You should be grateful for the fact that you can get up and breathe. You know what I'm saying? Because there's some people that can't even sit up. You know what I'm saying?
Gratitude.
Yeah, and once you come from that place of gratitude, that energy of gratitude, then you're going to start getting that abundance. The problem is, what I've been realizing now, I just want to say this, that a lot of us so focused on how many times we get in abundance that we counting the drops that's coming out the faucet. You don't worry about how many drops coming out the faucet when you turn the water on. You just turn the water on, you know you're going to fill your cup. Yeah. You know you're going to fill your pot. You know you're going to fill your sink. You can't do that. How you going to do that with your abundance? You can't count how many drops coming out. You got to just let it flow. Everything, you got to just let it flow. Let it flow in the direction you want to go. You know what I'm saying? So I want to teach that. I want people to understand that. So I was telling them that during teen night, and I was asking them what they want to do. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of them was telling me about rappers, basketball, football.
Typical.
Right. And so what I told them was, I said, okay, if you want to do that, that's cool, but understand what you're going to put your body through when going through that. Understand what you got to do to get to that. Understand who works for you under that. Because what I did was, same thing I told you in the beginning, which was how I went to the hospitals and broke down who does what. Yeah, the CEO is in charge, but he ain't doing nothing without the doctors, the nurses, the health services, the patient transporters, the paramedics. He's not doing that without security. He ain't doing that. It's not the hospital not functioning without that, without dialysis techs. You know what I'm saying? Ultrasound techs, CT techs. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of that go into something. So I told him, I said, y'all pay attention to who runs the NFL, who runs the NBA, who pays the money to them, who the players are under, the agents, the referees get paid more than some players. You know what I'm saying? Understand the business aspect of whatever you're going into, and I want to make sure, because a lot of teens don't know that because it's not taught to them. I was lucky enough to be taught by my with credit. My grandma told me about credit. Tell me understand it. My mom has always told me how to critically think. You feel me? My mom was the one. Shout out to your mom. Yeah, man. She was the one who told me, like, when I'm going into something, like, really take my time and take the steps towards it. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? My dad always told me, the one thing I told them there, my dad told me, you don't want to be the person that that pays Shaq. You want to be the person. You don't want to be Shaq. You want to be the person that signs Shaq checks. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be rich. You want to be wealthy. That's what my dad always tell me. You feel me? That's what he raised me on. And understanding that, ask questions. There's always somebody higher than somebody. You know what I'm saying? Don't be afraid to use your voice and go ask for what you want. But a lot of teens don't know that because they always told to do this and do that. And, you know, you only got this, you only got that. And I told them at the end of it, I said, y'all only told me about 3 positions. Rapper, basketball, football. It's 3 jobs. Right. So I told him what they want to do. One of them wanted to do a clothing line. And I said to him, I said, okay. I said, how old are you? He said, 16. I said, bro, you can get that done within 2 years. I said, what do you want to do a clothing line there? I said, you got design? Yeah. All right. Go to Shopify. Start looking up master classes for Shopify. Do drop shipping. I said, go to Shopify. Once you download that, there's something called Custom CAD on there. Custom CAD to do your warehouse. All you got to do is put the design on there. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Start understanding what you're doing. Start learning your craft. master your craft. You know what I'm saying? We don't learn how to master our craft until we 25, 26, 27. Then when we get in that process, by the time we master the craft, we 30. Yeah. Then by the time we get in that process, by the time we master the craft, we ain't making money till we 35.
Yeah, most millionaires aren't made until about 40, 41.
No, why not?
Wow.
Yeah, that's real stuff.
You know what I'm saying? Why not? It's the information out there.
The earlier you start, though.
You know what I'm saying? And so I want to teach. This year I'll actually be working with You Can Escape the Box. The person owns her name is Tina.
Okay.
She teaches financial literacy to 6th, 7th, 8th
Come
graders.
on to the pull up.
Yeah, she teaches financial literacy to 6th, 7th, 8th graders and high schoolers. She's very passionate about it. She created her own curriculum for economic wealth, for economics. And so I'll be working with her to teach financial literacy to them. This program I went to called REACH when I was younger, it's a program for intelligent African American young men. You have to be accepted to the program. It's only for us, 6th, 7th, 8th grade. You go into the high school program, and I've been connected with them for years. So my goal is to go back there and teach there too. Yeah. And that's all I want to do, man, is teach within the next couple of years, build myself within a Reiki practitioner and help people start understanding their health and start healing themselves, starting on an energetic level, because it has to start there.
That's good.
Not only that, once you start there, study your body. You know what I'm saying? Study your body on the aspect where you pay attention, because a lot of people say, yeah, I gotta be vegan, I gotta be vegetarian. Study your body. Everybody different. You know what I'm saying?
Not one size fit all type of word.
No, not at all. Like last year was a really time where I really was studying my body and really paying attention what I put in it, what I don't put in it, how this affects me, how does it affect me. Like for me, I gotta eat a lot of fruit, because fruit has a lot of hydration in it. Most of your hydration will come from fruit rather than water. Yeah, so it has this a chemical called H3O in it, which is another form of hydration in it. So cantaloupe, watermelon, cucumber, less vegetable. Cantaloupe, watermelon, grapes, strawberries. Those are the type of fruits and melons. A lot of different melons. Honeydew. Those are what's going to hydrate you. And for that. But yeah, study your body, man, and pay attention to what it does, because that's where you start with that. And then once you go from there, when it comes to the mental and emotional health, don't be afraid to just step into whatever's hurting you. You feel me?
So I'm about to say we're gonna ask you later on what you want people to take for interviews, so say that for later, all right? All right, so we're gonna get into stable questions, and these are.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. One more.
Yes, sir.
I'll be dropping a clothing line this week. This is something I worked on. I created the emblem myself, the brand myself. I got to trademark it, but it's another thing. But the brand's gonna be called Infinite Love, which is why I wanted to make sure that Infinite 1369 is. That's why I wanted to brand myself as that, because basically the concept of the brand is, when we go to buy clothes, we buy what we see. We buy what we feel it resonates with us. We buy what's gonna help us, right? My brand is a heart, and then around it is surrounding artists, and it's essentially like it goes with the infinite flower, if you're familiar with that.
I'm about to say we're gonna be feeling a gift for me tonight.
So the infinite flower is it's a spiritual. Basically, it's everlasting abundance. It's all love. You feel me? So what I did was I made that out of hearts, and then I made it to the colors of the chakras. So each color of the chakra, each chakra is a different color.
Okay.
And what I want to do is, when people see it, they get what they need. They get what's going to heal them.
Okay, that's dope.
And the brand's called Infinite Love. So I'll be dropping that this week. I'm very excited. Something I've been crafting. Me and my boy Aziz, shout out to him. And it was real hard work, man. It was something that I'm all about reflection, and I feel like everybody needs to make sure they reflect love upon each other.
Okay.
All right, so listen, we're gonna have the show notes where y'all can get that, by the way. So y'all make sure y'all get y'all Infinite Love, okay? Simple questions. So one great thing I love about our podcast is we get a chance to have great people like you. Get a chance to talk about something that one of the reasons why we created this podcast, like the reason why you got into what you got into, the reason why you created this podcast, because Cleveland get a bad rap for not collaborating. My question for you, my friend, is how do you feel like we can change? Because you see, you're here because of it. But how do you feel like we change the narrative that Cleveland is not collaborating?
Continue to network. continue to reach out. You feel me? Continue to be able to have conversations. Continue to and respect each other. Respect your craft. Understand that you can't do everything, and everybody can't do what you can do. You know what I'm saying? I feel like the reason why Cleveland has a bad rep with collaborations is because Cleveland has a crab in the barrel mentality. You don't need a crab in the barrel mentality, because if one of us can do something, another one can do something, another can do something, we can all lift each other up. Facts. You know what I'm saying? I'm a thorough believer that we pay for convenience. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to pay for something if I don't want to do it. You know? Hood Honey, for example. I'm not about to tend no bees. Not doing it.
Coming up soon.
You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Aharon with the right off farm. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go help with that, but that's his craft. You feel me?
That's what's up.
You with the podcast, Pull Up Podcast. It's not a lot of people that's doing what you're doing.
Appreciate
you
that,
feel
bro.
me? You know what I'm saying? So you got to work with people that you're willing to work with, and understand that you can do and master what you can do.
Come on now.
And then network from there. You know what I'm saying? Because you do that, you got to think of it again. Connection. X-Men, Justice League. You feel me?
Come on now. Put it.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know, with the Justice League, man, Superman, one of the most powerful people on there. But he can't do what Batman can do.
That's facts.
Batman can't do what the Flash can do. Flash can't do what, you know what I'm saying? And they all work hand in hand to create something greater. And that's all we need. We got to work hand in hand in order for us to create something greater.
That's good.
That is good.
Brittany, what you got?
So, of course, at some time or another, we all are going to leave this earth. But what is more important is what you leave for others to know your name far beyond, your death. So, for your legacy, what will the legacy be for Marques? And what will be the legacy for what all you have accomplished in regards to your Reiki, in regards to all of the things, all your endeavors as an entrepreneur? Would you want most that people will remember you when you're gone?
My wellness center.
Oh.
That's it. I want it to be fully functional, that if I'm dead, it can still go.
Okay.
It's needed. You know what I'm saying? We need something where people can go and just have complete healing without worrying about having to come back. And that's my passion. It's something I've been building, and I'm gonna make sure it happens. And so, regardless of what happens, regardless of how we get there, regardless of what happens after I'm gone, as long as it's fully functional and I got people I trust that's continue to make it function, that's all I care about.
Okay. That's an awesome answer.
That's a great legacy, by the way.
Yeah.
I appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
Definitely.
It's for the people, man. It ain't for me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Well, you have done such a phenomenal job of allowing us to be able to know so much more about, what it is when it comes to holistic, health and wellness and, the Reiki, and giving us a lot of different gems in regards to that, because a lot of us didn't know all of what it entails.
I definitely not.
Me either. I could fake it, but no, I didn't know either. So thank you for that.
For sure.
And so with all that you've said, or maybe some things you haven't said, for our viewers that are watching, what are 3 takeaways that you would like for them to grasp from this episode today?
Keep your driving gems at the right time, brother.
And again, it could be something you said or didn't say.
Perfection is subjective. So we have this idea that we have to be perfect. We have this idea that we have to be a certain way. What's perfect to you? What makes you happy? That's your perfection.
Come on now.
You know what I'm saying? Their perception of you doesn't matter. How people view you doesn't matter. What people see you as doesn't matter. How you view yourself doesn't matter, because how you view yourself is how you're going to reflect upon the world.
Come on now.
And
So you so wise, but so young.
I know.
hey man, like I said, man, I'm very proud of my ancestors, man, and I thoroughly I'm connected, and I feel like that we all need to connect. You know what I'm saying? And that's the last thing. Connect with your spirit. Connect with your whatever you believe in, whatever you call yourself, whatever brings you joy in your spirit. Connect with that, because it's not gonna steer you wrong. I had a long year last year. You know what I'm saying? A lot of transitioning, a lot of disconnection. You know what I'm saying? you know, and you know what? Can I get a fourth one?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah, come on now. Give us bonus
Yeah.
tip.
Give people grace in their growth and stay strong in your boundaries. Because if you can watch a plant grow, or if you say we're gonna do both sides of it. Ladies, if you can watch your plant grow, if you can water your plant every single day, and you can watch that little leaf grow, then you give grace to that person in front of you that's making you mad. You know what I'm saying? As long as there's growth, as long as you're seeing growth.
Yeah.
If you're not seeing growth, then stay strong in your boundaries. And keep them at arm's length. Gentlemen, if you could play 2K every day, if you can play 2K and get that achievement, if you can work to get that overall to 92, then you can have grace in somebody's growth.
That's a clip right there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's and like I said, I tell people that, but you still stay strong in your boundaries though. Because if you got people that's trying to reflect negativity on you, stiff arm. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. I could keep them coming, but it will be.
No, listen, those are all great ones. We'll have you back, brother. You know what I'm saying? One of the things I want to do.
At his wellness center.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
That's going to be part 2. And one of the things I do want to incorporate this year for the pull-up, I want to create more panel discussions.
For sure.
And I got to get you, Naya, got to get Sir Wood. And get
We was just talking about a panel discussion yesterday.
Alignment, my friend.
Alignment.
Yes. It's all coming together. So, yeah, we're going to do that. And just like I said, we appreciate having great guests like yourself. So I thought it's the most important question, man. Where can people reach you? Because we need to book you for, as an educator, as a speaker.
Absolutely.
For, Reiki sessions, where can people reach you? Book you, all that good stuff.
So my Instagram is at the THE_infinite_1 369. I know I feel like I always get like a energy behind people be like, why the infinite one? You feel me? Like I said, I'm a reflection, and the 369 come from my grandfather. He passed away last year, so
sorry to hear that.
Yeah, man. My dad's birthday is July 3rd. My grandfather's birthday is November 6th, and my birthday is March 9th. And then my birthday is actually March 9th, 1996. 963 is a divine number, which is why I call myself Infinite 1369. So you find me on there, on that Instagram. You can book me on anything. If you're local, out of state, I have different links on there, so you can link me for different things. Or you can, as a self-approved herbal spa, or located on 395 Lee Road.
Come on, man.
Come see us. We have everything that you need for all natural products. Me, Naya, and we building a team. It's gonna be great. Can't wait to see you guys. But yeah, you reach me on my Instagram. DM me for any questions, any consultations, anything you would need. That's where my main handle gonna be, or my TikTok. My TikTok, same thing. At the Infinite 1369.
Okay. And by the way, for all my lazy people, that will be in the show notes, so y'all ain't got no excuse why y'all ain't booking my man. Okay. So yes, book him, have him come out, get that Reiki session on my fellas. You know, get that trauma out you.
Yeah.
You know, we appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, for sure, man. For sure. I appreciate the space, man. I appreciate the space.
Absolutely. It's, like you said, it's alignment.
Yeah, man. Got to, man.
Yeah. So we gotta pay some bills, guys. Listen. 2024 is gonna be one hell of a year for the big screen. I can tell you that right now. I'm already speaking for fruition. I know it's already starting to get start. It's only getting gooder and gooder. You know, guys, if you guys have not subscribed to Beauty Be Told, I don't know what to tell you. You know what I'm saying? If you rock with us, you rock with Brittany. Okay? So do me a favor. Stop what you're doing. Pause this. Subscribe. Come back. Finish the rest of this. Okay?
That's
right. Next, guys. 2024. We have done it. We have done the hard work. Marques episode 169. That's 169 episodes. We have done the hard work, and we can show you, mentor you, and literally make it easy for you to create the podcast in 2024. If you want to be authority in your field, if you want to create content for your social media, if you want to just differentiate yourself from other people in your industry, podcasting is a new wave, okay? And we've done the hard work. We have created a course behind it. And for a great price, I believe. I'm just being biased, okay? But we heard the hard work. We're going to help you not have to go through the hurdle that we went through. Like Steve can tell you right now, I don't know how many times we have recorded episodes, did not record it, or not the sound.
That just happened to me.
Listen, we have done the work, right, to let you get to your podcast and do it a lot faster and help you monetize a lot faster because we done all the hard work.
Hey, get that for sure.
Yes.
Get that for sure.
Yes. So get that, guys, will be in the notes. And guys, just stay tuned because I promise you, every day someone's calling me and like, Barry, we gotta do this. Barry, it is gonna be one great year. Just stay tuned, okay? Just stay tuned, okay? And we appreciate having Marques here today.
Thank you so
I appreciate
much.
the space, man. I really do.
Yes. We want to thank you, the person watching, the person listening. Because once again, y'all be subscribing, y'all be liking, y'all be commenting, y'all be sharing. We can't thank y'all enough. So listen, thank you. We want to thank the city of Cleveland. And this has been a great one, guys, okay? So this is episode 169. And we'll see y'all next time, okay? Peace.